Hey, two. Hey, one. Hey, two. Hey, three. Hey, four. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Everybody get up. Ho. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Everybody get up. Everybody get up.
The both of them. Just before we start, what would the both of them challenge sound like?
It sound like, who you gonna smash? Both of them.
Wait a minute.
When you want ass, both.
Everybody get up. Everybody get up. I said, everybody get up. Everybody get up. I said, everybody get up.
Yay! Welcome, Darkside Family.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sliding through. I'm Ladios Muhammad.
And I am Rav'n.
And we are actors from the dark side. We have a special guest today, Sir J Love,
Hey,
Denver, Colorado's finest. But before we get started, we definitely want to honor some wonderful people in the industry. So we want to give them a moment of silence. And we want to start with Chadwick Boseman and John Thomason. He was the head coach of Georgetown and civil rights supporter of his team, the first black coach to win an NCAA college championship. And we also want to give a salute out to Pop Smoke the rapper. So let's do our moment of silence to the ancestors, and we will get ourselves started. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So, as we said, we have CEO, rap artist, and actor, Sir J Love. Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having
Man.
me. I appreciate you both.
Look at you acting all proper.
Well, I have to try and put on my best behavior, in front of my two lovely queens.
Thank you. Well, we're going to get started. We want to know who you are, where you from, what you do, where you come from.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I read a little bit about your biography, and I was really impressed. But before I dive into that, go ahead and introduce yourself to the family.
Yeah.
Okay, as was already noted, I'm Sir J Love from Spittin Image Records, the founder and owner, artist, all that good stuff. Just grew up in Denver, Colorado, born and raised, 5280, baby. Mama, everybody up out there. Go Nuggets, straight up right now. A basketball player myself. That's really, what I dived into, growing up in. Was a lot of just, the street elements and culture of, what we do up in our communities. Basketball happened to be a vice for me, as well as music. And acting came a little bit later on down the line, So, it's just a little bit about myself outside of myself being a family-orientated individual. I'm very big up on family, very big on community, and, trying to instill, some type of betterment, for a future, that's foreseeable for all of us to live in.
Yeah. That's interesting you should say that about community. And as I was reading some of your biography, and you were saying that you also coach basketball.
Correct.
So about 10 years ago, maybe a little less, I'm not sure. But my son kept talking about this guy, J Love. He coaches me. He gonna help me. J Love. Da da da. My son Siraj. Yeah. So anyhow, I was like, he's also my assistant. So I was like, yo, send an email to Jamal. And he was like, who's that? I said, Jamal. He was like, oh. I was like, J Love. He was like, oh, I never knew his real name.
Yeah. Nicknames tend to stick with us, which is, it's all love, man. And I do remember, first meeting Siraj, man. He was always boisterous, always had this big confidence about himself, man. I love that kid, man.
Yeah.
He was one of my babies, from jump. And outstanding young man. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Great
Yeah,
job.
and thank you
Yes.
for mentoring him. I mean, you still today are imprint on all his friends. He's definitely a family man. Yeah. So like as I was reading up, Spittin Image Records. So since 2010, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have your own studio?
Yes. We
Okay.
operate, from our own independent, setups, and we bring, the quality that we feel like that we can really serve, our audience with. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so you said some of your influences came from like the Motown records, like Dial My Heart. Wait, was that a New Edition?
Man, so
Dial My Heart, and then you also said Jump, Crisscross.
So-
Yeah, I was on. Yeah.
One of my influence was definitely The Boys.
Mhm.
It was a group, a R&B group of some kids that was formulated together at the time, and they were just phenomenal to me. Like I used to be up in my living room practicing all the lyrics, like down my heart. Be over there like really all giddy and stuff, trying to like act like the girl was there and like really serenade her. So
Yeah.
that's probably where like some of the earlier sides of my charm came from, perhaps. And they were for Motown Records, I believe.
Okay.
Babyface.
Wait a minute. Was the boys? They were like. Did they have bow ties and suits?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember them. And
they
it was like 4 or 5. They was like little
Man,
bitty.
it was great.
Okay, I remember
they
them.
were great.
Yeah,
They were great.
good time.
Those were some of my early inspirations, as well as like Crisscross. Yeah, like I used to want to be like Crisscross, like at that time, like it was Mac, yeah. My overalls was backwards, Imagine trying to go to the bathroom like that. You tap dancing at the.
Did you really wear it backwards?
I swear I did.
I think everybody did though.
Oh my God,
I think everybody did. That was
me.
good times. Good
Yeah,
times.
that's my childhood.
Yeah.
90s for sure.
Nice. And then you, now this was impressive. One of your biggest achievements was performing at a halftime event by ESPN for a professional basketball team, the Colorado Kings.
Correct.
Yeah.
A former team I had played for presented an opportunity for our record label to do a halftime performance for ESPN3. And we were geeked.
Yeah, you should. That's a big deal.
Like, let's get down. Let's do this. We went out there and we slaughtered a performance.
I bet you did. Oh my God. I underestimated because I didn't realize you've been around for some time. And then you got to get a big surprise from CeCe Peniston.
Yeah.
That story was funny.
Oh my God.
Finally.
Yeah. So
that was funny. Tell the story. Tell the story.
So like it was like my brother and I, just founded Spittin Image Records.
Okay.
And we went on to do this performance at the Mile High. I believe it was called the Mile High Station.
Yeah.
Yes. So at the Mile High Station, we went up in there, and CeCe Peniston is supposed to be there. We're like, wow, finally! I'm like, that's the dopest track. Like, I remember listening to that along with Down the Hard Jump. All those like was up in the rotation, like around those time periods, and it was just a phenomenal thing. We went and did sound check, and in sound check, we're over there like glued to the stage, because it's a beautiful big stage, and we're like, that's where we're gonna be performing. Like, we up here, we're gonna be looking down, and we like, how you start to get in your zone as an artist.
Of course.
Yeah, so it was great, and we did sound check. Went out to the car to like grab a shirt or something. I can't remember what it was. Excuse me. But we ended up coming back, and over the loud monitor speakers, I can hear someone as clear as day trying to sound like CeCe Peniston. I'm like, who is this trying to sound like CeCe? Like, she ain't nothing on CeCe. Now I'm over here like, she ain't got nothing on CeCe, right? I walk in the door and I'm like, that's CeCe Peniston singing up there. I'm over there like, woo!
I bet she looked great.
Man, she was looking amazing, like real beautiful lady, beautiful spirited person. When I met her, she just like pretty much was open arms, just real down to earth person, and I kind of like made that as my introduction to her, like, hey, yo, CeCe, like, I thought you was somebody else singing your song. You know, she did. You know, like I said, she's just a real gentle, beautiful spirit, man. And
that's cool.
you know, she had this amazing dress. I'll never forget that dress. She called it the curtain. She said, "It's the curtain right here." I was like, "Oh, what's wrong with that curtain?"
Nice looking curtain.
You know,
I like it.
I got a crush on CC since I was a kid. So
Oh, wait.
I was like, "All right, CC, you know, watch out now. Don't be showing me no curtains."
Nice.
That's awesome.
Salute to CC Peniston, though.
So,
That's cool. That's
you
really
know,
cool.
you sent some links of your music, and I've been listening to your music since you sent it, like 3 or 4 weeks. And,
Oh, nice.
woo, I went, you know, I know you sent a few, but I went a little bit deeper. And I was like, man, that's some really racy music. That's what we call grown folks music.
Yes.
You know? And,
Yeah, my comrade, my confidant, who also is a part of the Spittin Image, you know, foundation. You know, he is like our mentor, or the person that also does a production and so much more. Like, he's just like a giant. You know what I mean, when it comes to what we do as a company.
right.
But what he allowed us to do was like something more grand than what I could ever imagine.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Do you produce your own beats?
we produce all.
So you do your writing, the rapping?
Everything is original content.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what
out
I'm
of our
talking
camp.
about.
Yeah.
Man, love around the clock.
Yeah.
Woo!
Just to further, you know, expound on that, man, though, he and I wanted to bring a new sound that
Yes.
was more grown, that was more, you know, fulfilling and sexy, you know what I mean, for our audience, you know,
Right.
to be like, you know, not everybody wants to hear about, you know, banging somebody else's wife or, you know, or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean, that really presents,
Right.
you know, issues within, you know what I mean, our social,
Right.
you know, realm. So,
Sure.
you know, I mean, we still are very edgy at the same time, you know, because we come from the streets, so we understand sound and, you know, the sonics that's going to resonate with people, you know, on a higher level. But he helped me to mature my craft even further, and together our superpowers, J Vocals and J Love, are J Alter, you know, so.
Okay. Oh, that's y'all.
Yeah, so
combined. I was gonna ask about who is J Alter, because I kept seeing that featuring J Alter, and I was like, who is that? So that's you guys combined.
Yes, that's us.
Okay, that answers my question. Now, when you had Private Dancer, now that's the one that Mr. King was pumping out at his job that everybody was liking.
Oh,
And so
nice.
with Private Dancer, I know there was someone named Mahogany. Is that the Mahogany? I know, or is that somebody else?
Yes, it is Mahogany.
That is Mahogany.
Yes, it is Mahogany.
She sounded fly. Now I always knew she could Mahogany. Yo, I know I knew she could sing, but I was like, see, I've heard her a lot in the poetry realm.
Yes.
And so I've heard her sing, but I was like, is that Mahogany?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Mahogany is one of our,
Amazing voice.
she's and she's also a award-winning director, producer, writer for colorism. So let's give it out to her. Salute. They have her business called 5280 Artist Coop. But she is also a poet and a singer, and she sounded dope on that.
Yes,
Private Dancer. That was fly.
Yeah.
But when we,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't think that she knew, but you know, I was bringing her in, you know, for a particular sound, and then my sister, also Benjamin Breeze, also came in, you know, back vocals, you know what I mean, with her. So they have like this combined element on that track that is bringing like a super sexy, you know what I mean, vibe.
Yeah, because I couldn't quite discern her voice. Like, I was like, she sounds very fluid and just. I said, is that? Yeah, I like that one, but I'm gonna tell you the one that I like. Oh my God! Good morning.
Yeah.
The one you got kicked off of Facebook for, right?
Man,
then you go
you
to
know,
jail for that. He got y'all ain't heard this track. You need to.
Yeah.
It's very sexual.
Yeah. But, you know, like, all my music is pretty much on the sexual lines, but it could have been the graphic imagery that I posted on there.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
Yeah, I see the graphics. Did you see the graphics?
Yeah.
I was like, what? That was pretty bold.
Yeah, but it's like, it's life. Like, it's art is emulating life, you know, and that's how we see life. You know, we want to be able to wake up to, you know, a lover and, you know, experience some real great vibes, you know what I mean, in that regard. So I think that's the most pleasant part about it.
Are you a morning sex person?
Yeah.
I'm all them sex. I like sex. Breakfast, yes. Good morning.
Like good morning. Yeah, that reminds me of what I liked about that song is it took me back to Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing. Because Marvin Gaye came out, and that was like really big when that song came out. Like that was like super racy back in the 80s, Sexual Healing.
Yeah.
And then when you dropped that, I was like, it was sexy and clean, but very sensual. And I was like, and then with your voice, and it's got that breathiness to it. I really like that. That was a dope gig.
Yeah. Again, shout out to Jay Vocals. That's a Jay Alter track right there. That's just it's just next level. Like I love what we're able to do. As two individuals that just have a idea to make it like come to life and have lovers, take that form and be like, hey, baby, like, good morning.
So I also, there's two more I'm gonna mention, but Fresh, who was the rapper on there?
So that's
the female rapper. The female rapper.
So shout out to my sister.
That
was your sister?
That's my sister.
Wow, she can talk to us like that.
She's cold.
Wow.
That's the terminology we use out here up in the 52 way. That's cold.
Where we at. That's cold.
Not
y'all
cold
really like it when it's cold.
ice. It's cold. That's cold. Oh, that's cold.
Well, they use ice a lot.
Cold.
She was.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that like 3 times. I was like, who is that?
Yeah, Benjamin Breeze. She was the one that's also on Private Dancer as well. That's who's doing the collaborating, the duet. With Kenya Mahogany. So she's super fresh, very talented artist. She's my favorite femc actually.
Okay.
Yes, she is my favorite femc,
Good.
and I can't wait to work with her on even future tracks. That's probably one of the more recent tracks we've done together.
I got a
And we'll
question
be right
for
back.
you. Me and Patterson.
Oh yeah, sure. Mr. King got a question.
Oh, sure.
Is she gonna be featured? Is she gonna have like her own album, her own? Are you guys working like a project for her?
Absolutely.
As well?
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
She deserves her own. She deserves her own story. She deserves everything. That she's prepped herself for. She's a phenomenal individual. She has my backing 100%.
Yeah. We was talking about his sister. What's her name again?
Benjamin Breeze.
Benjamin Breeze. Why she chose Benjamin? Where did that come from?
Man, she's money on the floor.
Yeah.
And she's quick. She's in a breeze. You know what I mean? Like, so she's very witty. She's an intelligent sister.
She's hot. She's hot. Let me tell you, her lyric. She's a good lyricist, and I would totally buy her record. I mean, I was like, wow. I mean, she was flowing. She reminded me of Snow the Product. You know Snow the Product?
Yes, I do.
Oh, the Bay area. I'm from the Bay too, y'all.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when I was in my younger years, baby. But yeah.
Man, great story. Like, I had the opportunity to meet Snow the Product out here.
Okay.
I took my other sister, who's pretty dope artist herself.
Right.
But I took her to her first concert, and it happened to be her favorite artist, which is Snow the Product.
Yep.
Got some pictures, with her and everything, and she's really dope person too, man. Shout out to Snow the Product.
Yeah, shout out Snow. I mean, she came here was that last year, and my daughter and I were going to go together because she turned me on to her, and I love Snow the Product, and I believe I had to go film or do some type of performance, so I gave my ticket to her friend, but woo, I heard she was dope. That girl, she's nice. She's dope. Nice. Yeah, so, does he?
Yeah.
I like Dusty.
Yeah.
That's so romantic.
Yeah, man, Dusty.
But you sound like you trying to slide in on somebody else's woman.
That's
What's up with that? Why are you trying to slide on somebody else's woman?
It's not so much that you're trying to slide in on them. It's like, it's the thought of having, that person that you used to have in the past and lingering in your head, and you wondering, like, is he treating you, or is she treating you like, I would, or like, so everybody has those kind of thoughts, that exist.
Like, I would be good to you.
Yeah, like, or not so much I would be, but like, I just wonder, is he still doing
what he's supposed to do?
What he's supposed to do for you.
Taking care of business.
Yeah, he's taking for it,
I like that, but I feel like we could have had a little bit more verses. I felt like you cut it off so quick. And I'm like, what happened?
Short and sweet.
You did one of them little prelude kind of things. Boom.
It's a beauty thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I was like, that's it. I heard that song. I was like, man, I just left me hanging. But they always have those little quick songs on the album. And then the last one, oh my God, this one I truly love. Can you sing the hook for me?
What's
The
that?
styling. Woo.
Oh.
Oh my God, the club feel. Come on, do it.
Rim, she see the Timbs, wanna get with him. She see the Chucks, she see the Bucks.
Woo.
Ain't going nuts, she wanna roll, cause we on the go. Pressing our luck. Everybody want the same thing, but so what?
Yeah. Give me some,
We
give me some.
styling.
Wow, I love it. That was my bomb. Okay, that one.
Yeah.
Download on my iPod. Yes, I still have an iPod.
Hey. However
Yes.
you gotta, transport. The music is like a vehicle to get to wherever you gotta go. So however you have to have it, make sure you have it.
Well, I like to keep it on an iPod because when your phones you upload and you lose music and sometimes it don't transfer over and it's a mess. But
Yeah, right.
unless you got an Apple,
So peep game. So in my vehicle, I got a CD player. So
My
check this
vehicle's
out.
old.
So like I'm over here rustling through this big book of CDs, right? And I pull them out. I'm like, oh, I love this CD. I put it in, and I'm like jamming. The next thing you know, you just start hearing some stuff skipping. I'm like, this is what we used to have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, remember having your Discman, you riding your bike, you hit a bump. Oh, just drop out for like 3 seconds. Come back in, you like, yeah, we rolling again. Yeah.
Hey, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. So I know Rav'n got some questions she want to hear.
Yeah, I just got a couple of questions. So, who would you say is your favorite, not favorite, but who do you consider to be the best of the best in the hip hop industry? Who is your idol? That's what I want to know.
Wow, like that's huge. For me, it's always been Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you still down?
Yeah.
But like straight up, because I grew up, very similar to Tupac. Like, as far as like Panther wise, being knowledgeable and like real community based again. And like although I didn't get the performing arts experiences like he had, like I got that later actually, which ended up being like my peers. Actually, you ladies. Cool story is like my first acting job was with Miss Latios.
Yeah,
That's right.
In colorism.
In
The
colorism,
first one.
you know.
The third one won the award. He
Yeah.
was in the first one.
Yeah, we was the original cast.
His last
And my
acting
last
job.
acting job was with Miss Rav'n.
Which was earlier this year, right?
Earlier
Right
this
in
year.
February, like right before COVID
the week
hit.
before
Yes,
COVID
they
hit
closed,
was our last,
yes.
our last weekend.
Which
yeah,
wow,
which
man, I
they
just got
how blessed
chills
were we?
and I just
How
got
blessed
chills
were we?
because that was great.
It
Like,
was. What a great experience.
Beautiful actors, like
Oh,
man, I
you're a
can't.
wonderful
I'm
actor.
so privileged and honored to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank
oh my gosh,
you.
like,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, when I met you was transitioning through a lot when we first met.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was like, I'm
yeah.
homeless.
I was battling, homelessness. I was making it to the actual studio,
Yep.
on the bus, back and forth.
Wow.
But he
like,
was committed. He
Oh,
showed
wow.
up every day for practice.
I did not know that. That is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Real tough batch, and it had nothing to do with like my lack of efforts or anything. It's
Yeah.
just, I think the economy hit us differently around, 2014 and such. And
Yeah.
that's when like my landlord that I was renting from kicked me out like within like under 30 days and crap like that. Marijuana had like
gosh.
surged through and like the economy is just crazy now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it was really tough, for
Yeah, it
me
was tough
to
for natives. Yeah.
for me to transition.
Yeah.
And there was some really tough moments, where I'm going from family member to family member's house. And, but hey man, I pulled through it like, I'm a fighter at the end of the day. So
Oh, he always had a positive
Absolutely.
attitude.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
even
fine.
like sometimes there was a couple times I took him home and he was just positive and I'm like, boy, you ain't homeless, you lying.
Funny 'cause I was just gonna
I
ask
mean,
you.
he's had a just a upbeat attitude, like I'm a conquer this, and he was all about he was still talking about his children, and I was like, wow, amazing guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 That's my life right there. Like those are my duties as in my life primarily. So
Yeah.
so a lot of this the arts that I do and things in that regard, like I make sure that my focus is on them first.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
You're such a good dad.
No, thank you.
You're an amazing dad.
Thank you. I
So,
appreciate
yeah, I appreciate that about you. I was going to ask you about some of your struggles, not just, I mean, you were just talking about some of your struggles in terms of launching your business, launching your production company. What do you find are some of the things that, for other fellow industry heads, what are some of the struggles that you've had to deal with? What kind of advice do you have for anybody out there?
My biggest advice, would be to build yourself a team. I had the mindset I was going to do it all by myself, and
Quickest way to failure,
oh my
ain't it?
God, I didn't know that. I just knew that I was a multi-talented individual that could wear hats,
Right.
and I'm good at the things that I do, but I also found out that, sometimes you have to allow people, positions, empower them in order to become
Right.
an even greater, vessel.
Right.
Definitely.
That's interesting you said build a team, because a lot of times we want to do this by ourselves. We want to be by ourselves. We don't want to extend. And I was like, that's why we got an assistant. And I
Yes.
did not realize how much work we were just putting into the podcast. And so with the assistant, it freed me up a lot. But yeah, that's the one thing that I learned from my acting coaches. You're going to either spend time or money. So you need to start building a team. That's
Absolutely.
That's real.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but what would you say your message is about through your music? What do you want others to know? What do you want them to get and take away from your music?
I want them to take away life. I think it's pretty clear and simple with me, because you're not going to get one style with me.
Yes.
Although I'm very playful and I'm very energetic and things, I can switch it up. Yeah. I know, when the setting, calls for certain things. So I try not to be too serious with, things, because I think that's overstepping life. I think a lighthearted, mannerism is probably the correct way to go.
Yes.
Speaking of seriousness, did you
Definitely.
fire that pilot? Yeah. He said his jet just landed and he was late.
I was 5 minutes late.
And we was mad.
It was mad.
I was mad.
I just told her, I don't pay my private jet aviator enough, to get me there at the specific time.
You need to be fired. Fire the pilot.
I told you need a team, you know what I'm saying? Take care of your team.
I love it. You've answered a bunch of my questions, but I know Ladios has something really fun for us.
Oh, we got more questions.
Oh, and you got more? Come on, bring them on.
Okay, you only mentioned one rapper. You said Tupac. Was there anybody else you want to collab? Would you want to collab with these days? I mean,
These days?
Yeah,
I say these days because hip hop is so different.
Yes.
From the 80s and the 90s, it's more about the money, or it's inundated with a lot of sex, but when you find the conscious rap or hip hop, it's like all underground.
Sure.
And so who would you think that you would like to collab with on today's market? Even if it was just for fun, it doesn't have to be conscious rap. It just,
Oh, I don't mind. I love conscious rap. I love all forms of hip hop. That's really tough for me to, decide.
Name three. Name three.
Man, that's really tough,
Okay, wait. Okay, so since you ain't gonna name three, I got five. Tell me if you know these three. You got Drake.
She got a list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's Drake.
right.
Drake is the dude.
Lil Baby.
Okay. Man, I rock with, to be honest, I rock with so many artists, man. I like Lil Baby.
Roddy Ricch.
I don't know if I've heard of
You
Roddy
haven't heard
Ricch.
Roddy Ricch?
No, but I would love to hear his music
Oh
and be
my
on your
God.
list.
He's listen to High Fashion. Oh my God, I love that
Okay,
song.
okay.
In the Box remix.
Yeah.
Okay, what about a Boogie with the Hoodie?
Hey, I rock with him.
Yeah. Okay. So out of all those,
All
one
of
of them was Pop Smoke, but Pop Smoke. But I did like Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
So out of those five, who would you rock
You
with?
left out Drake.
No, I said Drake.
Oh, did you?
Drake.
Yeah. Said Drake.
Okay, since he don't want to give me none.
I mean, like, if I was like to really go for an audience and great music, yeah, Drake. I mean, that's that dude. You
Right.
know, if I would like to go on a real conscious level and like really touch the masses, one of my favorite artists is Common.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I love Common.
You know, he has a voice for it. He has a knack just to sit up in there and really express life, and makes you feel like, yeah, that's, I don't know if that's spoken word or if that's God or if that's hip hop. Like he's a real soulful dude, I feel like, you know. So I love his spirit. Beautiful dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's multi-talented. He acts,
Very
he does
talented.
poetry.
Yeah.
He's really amazing.
But he be switching them women like going to
bet
the
he
car
does.
wash.
Yeah.
But he's with Tiffany Haddish right now. That's the hot thing
Oh,
right now.
really?
Oh yeah, y'all. That's the big thing. Him and Tiffany Haddish.
Shout out to
Get it,
Mr. Wright.
Tiffany.
So, what's the difference between iCloud and iTunes and SoundCloud? I mean, because everybody's doing a lot of independent, and how do you really promote your music independently?
That's a very
That's a
great
good
question. It's a very tough question to answer too, because the market is so oversaturated.
Yes.
It's really hard to really, you know, put yourself out there and for people to catch that fishing line. Like, you know, we've done the paying for, you know, the advertisements. You know, I like the personal grassroots approach.
Which is, explain that one.
Grassroots to me is like how Ice Cube and them did it, like back in the day, you know, pop the trunk and, you know, let some people, you know, check you out, or, you know, interacting with people to be able to, you know, campaign for your success. Yeah. So to me, that's grassroots. I don't know if too many people do that. I think we should get back to that, because I think a lot of the digital, you know, medias like kind of cripple us a little bit, you know, and slow us down a little bit. So I think we have to get back to the personalized level of it, and then come back to the digital aspect. I mean, I have the great ideas and everything, but it all sounds good, you know, but really trying to go out there and execute it in order for so many, you know, people to hear it. I think that's the challenging aspect. I think it deals with a lot more networking as well too, about like who you rocking with, who rocks with you.
Yeah, I have a two-edged sword with the digital, because one of the things about the social media is it does expose more artists that wouldn't be known like in a small town like Denver, or you know. Which is part of our platform, Rav'n and I, is we want to make sure we're promoting the Midwest talent, because we're overlooked on every scale of the way. And so, but it does, like you said, it gets so saturated that I'll be like, who's that? I didn't know they had a record. I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know, you know.
Yes.
And so, and it also makes you disconnected, because you said the personal side. I think the personal side is fun, but also, again, my two-edged sword, I'm playing devil's advocate, is that you don't have to go to a big label, you know, to be seen. Like you can, you know, you might have to do twice the work, maybe 10 times the work, but you have the avenue to get your work out and you know, trying to get on it with the label. Which I wanted to know, would you be interested ever to get on a label? Or are you want to stay independent?
Well, we're always going to be independent. Like if the labels are talking about some type of, you know, writing to where, you know, we have to, you know, like do some type of form of collaboration, then that makes sense. But in today's market, like all the label, you know, is really that place to it's that bigger engine that funds you in order to, you know, like get you that type of promotion and success, you know. But like you said, I'd rather take, you know, the harder road and really, you know, like work for it, because like overall the people that I rock with just love their craft, love their art,
the authenticity.
So it's more about that over, you know, trying to, you know, get up with them and make, you know, us famous just because, you know, they have a name. Like it has to make sense for all of us, all of mine.
Good. We're gonna come right back after this message. Hey Darkside family, when you're ready to book your massage, don't forget to book it at the Healing OASIS. The healthy body is a healthy life, with the licensed professional AJ Battle. And then when you're ready to implement some teas, tinctures, and trinkets, go ahead and head over to Royalty Blends. Here at the Actors for the Dark Side, we promote Black and Brown businesses. So remember, you don't have to be asleep to dream. So get up and get out and do something. So one of the things is, again, I kind of seen your music along the way in the last few years. But I always feel like you're hiding. Because I don't, like, outside of Facebook, do you have, like, YouTube? Do you have a website?
Man, so
You hiding.
I'm hiding.
Why you? This
hiding.
is why we have him on the show. This is a very, very good artist, and we want y'all to know who he is,
Love.
Sir J Love.
That is I, and I do have a real reasoning for why I'm hiding. Though.
Are you scared?
Hell no.
Okay. What you hiding from?
Does my lyrics sound like I'm scared at all of anything?
No,
I'm very forward.
But what you hiding for?
Because sometimes you have to have the best kept secret,
No.
and the best
Ain't
kept.
nobody find you if we don't know where you at.
I have to keep it the best kept secret until it's ready and right. For the right situation. Like,
What's the situation?
The situation, because like you got to think in today's like medias, you put out something and we need something else. We need something else. We need something else.
Right.
Like, it's all about content, So it's not like back in the day with us. Like, we used to have a slow cook.
Yes.
We used to be like all right, check out Vibe magazine real quick, or whatever magazine that you was checking for to know when the new album or the new single was being released.
Sure,
like, there was a build
for
up.
6 months.
There was a build up, and
Yeah.
that's why even I spoon feed
Yes.
as opposed to just.
Here it is.
Emulating it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I remember when Marvin Gaye came out with his album. It had been years before the I'm just throwing out an artist.
Sure.
I'm a Marvin Gaye fan.
Marvin Gaye's the truth.
Yeah, I love
She
Marvin
gonna
Gaye.
tell you what's going on.
People was waiting. I remember they used to wait in line to get the hottest CD, and people would take 2 and 3 years. Now they just dumping music. And even with our podcast, I was like, when Rav'n and I talked, I was like, we doing one show a week. It's just like when you was growing up and they showed a show, you had to wait till the next week. At that time, this was before demand to watch that show, because I don't want to spend my time and energy, pushing myself out to capacity just to get some likes and subscribers when you want quality content.
Exactly.
But I still think you high, and I think you need, people need to see you, but that's why you're here. Because we expose
absolutely.
you.
And like, I don't think I go like so unnoticed, because around the way people always ask me about the music. People are always asking me like, hey, when you all hook us up with some more.
Yeah.
So like that is our drive also that keeps us, going. The feedback that we get, those are some things that, I'll be looking to, ask of people to, put their reviews up on,
Okay.
our sites and everything, because that stuff is important. And I operate on the SoundCloud level because of that reason alone.
Okay.
I don't want to go all out there, if 2 people, are my biggest fans,
Right.
and then, I'm not allowing a real cash flow to come back to me. I feel like my product is better than that. I feel like there's a quality behind it, and I think that there should be a return of interest at the end of the day. So the marketing aspect is the biggest part of it.
Yes.
So that's another reason why I want to thank you ladies again, because this is part of it.
We got you.
So I'm hiding for a reason, though. It has to be quality, like what you ladies are, providing. It has to be, it has to be authentic too. It has to make sense for, again, me and mine.
That's good. With the marketing, most artists make their money on tour.
Sure. Absolutely.
Sometimes you can hit sales online, but most of them make their own tour. When this COVID, lifts, we don't know, 2021, 20 something. Are you planning to do a tour or do some opening shows, or you got some stuff booked?
Man, so at the moment, I do not have anything booked. I have been having people reach out to me in that regard, though.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
As well as film. I've been having a lot of movie offers. I've been having, just all kinds of things. And again, I still have to probably do like you did and appoint, some more individuals. And I ain't lying, I already been in my kid's ear. Like, let me tell y'all what the family business is.
Keep it in the family. Keep it in the family. That's how you build generational wealth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
My son, he is on it. Boy, he be on it.
Yeah,
Except for somebody don't read their emails.
I did read my Gmails. My Gmails was on point. I even pushed yes and everything else. Me and Solange will have to have a talk.
Yeah, we gonna have a talk. So, what do you think about today's music in this era? Like, So I love the sexual stuff, but now they had this kind of it's a month old, but hey, we pre-recorded. I had this they had this big old battle about WAP, with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Oh, it goes in.
I mean, because like they were downplaying that the women, looking all, racy and sexual and
Sure.
and WAP stands for wet ass pussy. You know what I'm saying? But that video was hot. That video was fire. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion look
Amazing.
fly.
Yes,
I mean,
amazing.
woo! If I had a female crush, it would be Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay.
She is fly, but I'm just saying, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's a two-edged sword? Because men can go and they can talk about all kinds of stuff and say sexual stuff, but then here comes a woman, and we've been doing it for years, even all the way to Lil' Kim. The only difference is that their argument was when Lil' Kim and all these racy raps were back in the 80s and 90s or 90s and 2000s, they had the explicit and they didn't have so much of the videos. Now the videos are very... You can't put like parentals on videos.
But I've seen that on multiple videos, electronic music, all kinds, where it's like, this is damn near a porno.
In 90s and
no, I'm talking about right now, just in terms of content that's coming out.
No,
I don't understand why they got so much slack.
Yeah.
Because it's all over the freaking
Well, they're
place.
saying they're because they're women and they're not maintaining themselves, but
maybe it's because they're black women.
well,
And
I don't even think it's
Just
that.
saying.
But well, it could
I'd
be.
probably
It could
agree
be. But women been doing this. Men have been doing it forever.
Yeah.
No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying?
Straight
And
up.
Sure.
so, I mean, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think? I mean, because I thought I loved the video. I mean, I know with me being Muslim, blah blah blah, yada yada. It was hot to me. It was fire.
Yeah,
And they looked great.
Dude, I mean,
There's some hoes in the house. There's some hoes in the house.
straight up, like I empower everybody that got wet ass pussy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all for it. Like I wouldn't be here without it, right? So
Fell out of your mama's ass.
I mean it's life. Again, that's our art form. Like people are afraid of women, I believe, taking over. In such a bigger and more like powerful way. I feel like it's not easy, I think, for some of our men to take a back seat,
Right.
to that, especially when, we have some men that, was raised by fathers, single fathers.
Yeah.
We have some men that don't really even know what it means, even respect a woman, you know what I mean? Or even what it means, to empower their women. So I'm all for it. To be honest, I didn't find anything offensive. It's nothing that hasn't been done even.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All it is just two beautiful women, out there putting their all into it. And that's all I seen out of it. Like I was like kind of outraged to hear that people were kind of tripping over,
I'm like, where's this criticism
their
coming
sexuality, which is
Like,
all
what the
over.
hell?
Like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with, I think your sexuality at all, like at least, expressing it. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you in a relationship, ain't you?
Yeah.
Is your girl older or younger?
I have an older.
You like them? See,
I don't like calling her my old lady, you know what
no, I didn't say old
That's
lady.
that's my baby.
She's older. How much older?
She is 42.
I didn't say tell her age. I said how much older.
She is 42.
And how old are you?
Yeah, how old are you?
I ain't gonna tell you my age.
so
Man
we-
never tells us.
Oh, ain't
32. Just kidding.
Are you 32? See, I'm older than Mr. King by 6 years. So, but how old are you? How young are you?
I am 36 years old.
Ooh, look at you. This is
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Okay, well, we gonna play a little game.
Okay.
Okay, we gonna play a little game.
Yeah.
All right, so the game is younger versus older, actors, singers, and rappers. Who can get it and why?
Okay.
All right, so I want you to choose which one can get it. Let me see if it works. Shit. Man, don't be messing with me now. Okay. Beyonce or Kehlani. Beyonce's 38, 5'7".
I don't know if
Kehlani
this is
25. Kehlani's 25, 5'5". Who can get it and why?
Like, I can't make that assessment because her measurements isn't on that either. Like,
That
to
don't
see
matter.
age and height. Like, what about the measurements?
Listen.
Is
So
she a brick
sorry.
house?
She got
Is
a
she a
wet
brick?
ass
So
pussy.
sorry, but let me tell you. let me tell you who put this together.
Send it to my inbox.
Send it to my inbox. She'll get back to you.
My assistant put this together, and he made it especially hard for you. So who can get it? Beyonce or Kalani? You got a choice. Kalani's a singer.
I think if I'm gonna speak for the male population, they both can get it.
No, you
There
gotta
you
choose
go.
one. You can't do
There
that.
you
What's
go.
the name?
No,
Both get it.
that ain't how the game goes. You gotta choose one.
That's how men's game goes.
We playing the women's game.
You said they both look
The
good.
dark side.
I'll take A and B.
You don't want the. I know what it is. You don't want the beehive to get your butt.
What it is?
They are both beautiful.
I just watch, the versus battle. So the boy is
gotta-
mine. I don't know what y'all be going through
Y'all
sometimes.
gotta- you gotta
So I'm
choose
just
one.
trying to stay in gray area.
Oh, we can't stay in gray area. That's not how the game. Come on, choose one. Choose one. It's just gonna get harder and harder. You got.
It's already hard.
I think he's gonna
This is it.
choose both on every side. I like them. I like them. I like them.
That's
I
I'm not
like
doing
them.
you
Okay,
any
all
wrong.
right. Who can get it, Rihanna or Janae Aiko?
I mean, I'm gonna speak for the male population, and they both can get it.
I told you. Like I told you.
Is it really gonna go there? See?
I mean, you said it. Look, you told me
Pick
right,
one.
earlier. You told me if I could collaborate with an artist. All right, one was Drake. He wish he could smash every girl in the world. So I mean, like, what you expect out of me?
Seriously? Okay, no, listen. Okay, so we down by 2. We got 9 more to go. Come on.
They all gonna be
Pick
cold.
one.
They all gonna be
Here we
cold.
go. One.
All right.
All right. Jennifer Lopez or Ella Mai?
Both of them.
There you go. Do them both. That's how men are.
You know what?
That's how men are.
You ain't no fun.
Just say
Women
both.
are the ones that be judging people like that. I'm like, men don't judge them. They're like, look, they got pussies and
All right.
I can fuck
Queen
them.
Latifah.
Both of them.
This fool here. You know what? You're gonna mess up the editing for this podcast. I had some really tricks I want to do, but you're checking out. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Okay, here we
This ain't
go.
no trick.
We got Nicki Minaj or Mulatto. You know, I just want to say, you suck. You suck. All right, let's keep going. We got Angela Jolie and Sierra Alina. Now, Sierra's pretty.
Yeah, and he do them both.
So they can get it. Okay.
I'm just speaking for all the males.
We got
I bet I can guess the answer on this one.
You're horrible.
Yeah.
Well, at least we gonna
But I
go
can
through
guess.
all of them. Okay, we got Gabrielle Union and Amanda Sternberg.
Look, even my woman will tell you like both of them.
Done. I'm all done.
Alicia Keys and Meg Thee Stallion.
Both of them.
Megan Good or Doja Cat?
Both of them.
All right, Halle Berry and Anne Marie.
Well, I should have like a little sign that just keeps on going.
Both of them. Since we did the work, you're gonna have to look at them.
Both of them.
Okay.
Since you did the
Eva
work.
Longoria.
I ain't do
What
this
it
for
is.
nothing.
Yeah, you gonna
You gonna have to both
you gonna hold the wall. You see how you rhyme for that?
Keep
Listen,
opening them.
I'm only letting him get away with it, because I know him.
both of them.
Yep.
Issa Rae, Eva Longoria.
Both.
Both of them.
All right, let's see. We almost there. I
Yeah,
think that was
women
it.
are beautiful.
Is that it?
You know,
Yeah,
that's how I feel. I feel like women are beautiful. Y'all deserve,
Thank
y'all
you.
deserve the
Thank
utmost
you.
respect. Y'all deserve love and admiration. So
Nice. What's your guilty pleasure?
Probably sex. Just kidding.
it's obvious.
That's just your regular. That's your regular
That's-
pleasure.
Man, a guilty pleasure of mine,
funny.
honestly, is the time I have with my family.
Aw.
Yeah,
Nice.
real
And that
guilty
ain't guilty.
pleasure.
That's not a guilty pleasure.
Is that really
So
guilty?
sex has to be
Sex
guilty?
I'm like, but sex ain't guilty and hanging out with your children isn't.
Yeah, because sometimes like I feel like the world takes me away from that. You know what I mean? And then like the balance of that at the same time. Like on the other
that's
hand,
more of an
I'm trying
I
to
still don't think it's a guilty
Man, that's
pleasure.
What's
very
your
guilty pleasure.
like your guilty
I
pleasure is
enjoy
you
the
like
hell out of
reality
that.
shows, right?
Yeah.
And
among
my
other
guilty
things.
pleasure is I like talking tapes.
Both songs.
What did you say?
Hey, she's doing a lot.
Oh, I totally missed
She's
it.
doing a lot.
Now, what's your guilty pleasure for it?
I really don't got too many guilty pleasures.
You don't like watching
upstanding person.
You don't like watching
You really are.
junk,
You are. I
junk
appreciate that.
shows
I really
or
appreciate that.
eating foods or
Man, he's so
drinking
healthy.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Let me see. You
gotta have something.
He watches the Smurfs.
Tell us.
I used to, and then I found out it was part of the clan. And I was like, let me get out of
Tell me
that.
about
Tell me about that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You ain't know that?
No, tell me about that.
You ain't see them damn hoods on their head? Like they all got the little white hoods.
My friend
and
in
one
high
of them got
school,
the red hood.
He had a blue hoopty, so we called ourselves the Smurfs, and he was OG Gargamel, and I was Ozzy Loke.
Yeah.
And yeah, we all had our little Smurf names, so it was real
Oh,
cute,
yeah.
but whatever.
That's one of my guilty
I digress.
pleasures. I like to watch cartoons.
There you go.
I like cartoons.
I like
Okay, that's a great guilty. I love cartoons.
I
What's the
love
last cartoon you watched?
I just recently, I'm actually on, what is it, The Legend of Korra.
Oh, I've been watching that.
Yeah, on Netflix. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I just saw
I've been
that evil
watching
demon get
Boss Baby.
Yeah.
I love Boss Baby. Have you watched
Spoiler
Boss
Boss
Baby?
Baby was
Spoiler
cute.
I love Boss Baby.
Spoiler alert. Boss Baby was cute.
Yeah,
I love Boss Baby.
Yeah,
I know.
loves that.
Mr.
The
King
series
came in.
is good.
And that's the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about. I seen the
Yeah,
movie,
it's
but I
cute.
like the series, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it's cute. It's
yeah.
cute.
Mr. King goes, oh my God, you're watching? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like- Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Darkside Family. We've been hanging out with Sir J Love, Colorado's finest rapper. Can you freestyle?
Hell no. I mean, I can, but it ain't
You
like
got it down,
ain't
though.
like
Okay,
that,
but
you
can
know.
you freestyle?
Julia.
Wait, no,
You know I never make a fool of ya.
wait, hold on.
That's not it.
No, wait, can you freestyle?
No, I can't freestyle.
No, I think you can. Give me 3 words, Rav'n.
Passion, love, creativity.
Oh, that is so not creative. Let's do some more. Come on, go deeper.
Blue, red, green.
There you go.
ABC.
Okay, passion, love, creativity.
Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Nigga dog a bone.
Alright, go passion, love, blue, red, green. Go ahead. Let's hear a lyric. Come on, shoot up.
Passion, love, blue, red, green. Should I get in between or count the green?
I mean, burrito.
Simone, let's party, homes.
I want a burrito. That voice just made me want a burrito.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really want a
Pop the
burrito.
album.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. For sure. So just switching gears here a little bit. You know, there's a lot of tension going on in this climate and everything, and you know, it's real sensitive. I remember looking at a video. I don't know if it was earlier this year or last year when your apartment got broken into.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you put it on how the police handled you, and it was like some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, now the climate is getting higher and hotter, and it's crazy. What's your thoughts on that? And as an artist, because a lot of the artists are, you know, and we're talking across the board. When I say artists, I'm talking about actors, performers, rappers, singers are really using their platform and their, you know, to express their voices. What's your thoughts on what's going on in this climate, and would you use your platform, or do you plan to in the future to articulate your dissatisfaction with the injustices?
Yeah, I'm very outspoken when it comes down to police brutality. I absolutely despise it. It's been part of my family's history, which is, you know, probably a lot of people's, you know, stories, which unfortunately that is. You know, my grandfather was murdered by the police. You know,
Damn.
my father has been, you know, brutalized. My uncle has been documented in the newspapers back in 2005 of being brutally beaten, hog-tied, tasered throughout his whole body, you know, beaten in his testicles, and placed in a body bag for dead on arrival. So that was a very challenging time. So I hold, you know, a lot of this weight, you know, when it comes down to that, you know, regard. I've been victim of police brutality as well, and got my ass kicked too. But, you know, I think we are on the verge of a different horizon to where I believe, the black and brown people have had enough. And I think that, we're starting to finally wake up and be like, you know what, we ain't about to take this shit no more. Like, I think, we keep on lifting up our voices. We've been protesting. We've been doing all these, things that we felt like are the appropriate way, to go about it, which in the end, we just keep on getting spat on. We keep on getting victimized and brutalized. So I'm definitely going to continue, to use, my voice on my platforms, on all across, my arts, in order to make sure that my voice is heard and to try and, like sway people, through my influence. And I'll never sway anybody the incorrect way. I only want justice. And if anybody knows me, they know I'm not like a real violent person. Like, I'm a gentleman, when it's all said and done. But I was taught by the streets, that you present your gentleman, and then when shit gets nitty and gritty and like they really want it, then you show your gangster. Like, that's just really how it has to be. So always be a gentleman first and then show your gangster, never vice versa, you know what I mean? So I think we're already past the point of being a gentleman, so sometimes you have to really just show motherfuckers that you have a right to be here, and excuse my language.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
This
But
is
that's how I
unedited.
feel about it. Yeah.
That the reason I brought that up, I don't know if you've heard of, have you ever heard of Dr. Boyce Watkins?
Yes.
Okay, and so he did an interview with Ice Cube yesterday. They did it yesterday evening, and Cube is promoting the Black Contract. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
I'll definitely. Also, have you read it yet?
I have not read it yet.
Yeah.
I shared it on my media,
Okay.
so I've been waiting for that to actually.
So he was
surface now.
saying that this is like our demands as Black America, and it's not to exclude other Americans, but he feels like we need to address the fact that give us what we're demanding. And it's not like we want the whole pie. We just want 12% of the pie.
Absolutely.
We want equality, and so.
Although we deserve more, sorry.
No, we do. But he's saying we're not even asking for everything. And so what are your thoughts on that? Because I definitely want to do, elaborate on this at another later date about the black contract, because going forward, we got the politics coming up and the presidential candidacy, and there's like, we're not telling anybody not to vote, but if you are going to support our agenda, that's what we want.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, what are you thinking about? Do you think, because you did say something I thought was really important, is that I think the whole climate is changing, that we're not dealing with this anymore. I mean, even on the scheme of even Tyler Perry, he was like, I'll make my own Black Hollywood. He said Hollywood didn't take him
For sure,
seriously.
for sure.
He was putting actors with their star, on his property, with their names and a star on his property.
Yeah.
And so I think we're just going in a different direction now. We're not going to ask for their support, which is why social media is amazing.
Yes.
How do you feel about this? I know you haven't read the Black Contract, and I haven't either, so we won't go too much. But how do you feel about making these demands and using do you think there's a responsibility as artists to say things, especially when you're in power, to express your concerns about the inequalities, structurally?
Absolutely. Shout out to the OG Ice Cube. The man been laying groundwork, for as long as I can remember. Like, I'm an '84 baby, so he's been laying it down for a very long time, and I do think it's necessary. I do think it's been like long overdue, even to some degree, and I would like to see all of us be able to follow some type of Black contract that binds us together, that there are rules, obviously some of our codes in the streets I feel like are obsolete, and like we don't need to protect certain people. Like, I believe certain people, are the problem, in our own community.
Right.
So, I believe there is a code, that we all need to follow and tailor to where, we're going to make it that community that we all used to grow up in, to where you can go over Miss Rav'n's house and down the street you go over to Miss Ladio's house, and you come over there to Mr. Love's house, and, everything's going to be all cool, because we all policing each other. We all are a family. We all are a network. So I think there is some type of Black, code and conduct that needs to be, implemented for sure. And I'm glad that, him out of all people are, doing that, because that's important. Like, he's given us, so much, when it comes down to not only like what they would deem as something like ignorant or horrible, which is not. Niggas with attitudes was really built off
Right.
of police brutality, like
Exactly.
the injustices of what was happening, for our people, or to our people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think it's important.
Good. And we're definitely going to put that in the comments about the black contract. He said we definitely need our own constitution as Black America. And he said what we're asking for is not hard, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's just a matter, and actually we ain't even asking, we demanding. But he said it's easy. So yeah, I'm glad I totally concur with you.
I like, the ideology of it because it allows us really to become, a stronger government for ourselves. Is how I see it.
Yeah.
It's like a government within a government or a society within a society, and one society may not work, for everybody.
Right.
I don't think it really does already. So I think it's obsolete. Throw that in the trash, and time to move with ourselves. I mean, that's what Brother Malcolm taught us.
Yeah,
I mean, in the
course.
end, Brother Malcolm said that we got to be as one. We got to stick together.
Right.
And we can't really rely on outside sources to get us through where we got to go. So I mean, those are my personal beliefs.
Right. Definitely, I totally concur. Well, you got any shout outs? So what we typically do, this is a black and brown, this is a black TV show, but we support black and brown businesses.
Yeah.
You got any black and brown businesses you want to shout out today?
Y'all gonna let me shout out people?
We all
Am I
gonna shout
allowed?
out. Yeah, you know.
Can I use my?
I want you to shout them out.
I'm gonna shout them out.
And then you go there, make sure I get all the links and stuff so we can put them into the
Absolutely.
the stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
for
Let me see if I
sure.
can
We
shout
always
them
do a
out.
shout out. While he's looking that up, I definitely want to shout out my son from another mother, my son's brother, AJ Battle. He has a massage therapy company called the Healing OASIS. This is the commercial that you've seen throughout the show, and he's all about healing body and healthy life, and he does have some celebrity clients up in Colorado, so you want to get up on that train real quick.
Hey, absolutely. And just to piggyback, shout out to Healing OASIS, and shout out to, I probably got like all kind of beautiful people up on here. The Love Foundation 303.
Oh yes, 303 hair right here on the corner.
No, man.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry,
No,
303.
ma'am. They're investing in others so they can be an investment in their communities. And I'll give you the links to all this other
please.
stuff. Okay, shout out to MACM. All right, make a chess move, building a just society by developing tenacious learners,
Nice.
compassionate leaders, and ethnically driven critical thinkers.
Wow.
Fway Gang Entertainment. All right, forever we are young, grateful as new generations.
That's what's up. That's
Alright.
what's up.
Yeah, definitely shout out to my brother, who's the head of that super producer, artist, and engineer, EZ Duzzit 5280.
Yes.
All right, and check him out at EZ Duzzit, all medias. Squeeze the Please. Shout out to Squeeze the Please. Beverage company, all natural beverage company using honey, no sugar.
Ooh.
All right,
Oh,
ain't
that's
that
what's
right?
up. Okay.
Fancy's Foods. All right, always fresh. All original recipes. All right, make sure you like that Facebook page.
Okay, that's what's up.
What don't we do? Moving and cleaning. All right.
What they do house cleaning? What kind of cleaning?
Yep, exactly. House cleaning, and they move your furniture
Oh, that's
and all
what's
that other
up.
good
And these are
stuff.
black owned, black
These
and
are
brown,
black and brown
businesses.
business owners.
This is what we do
Absolutely.
here on the dark side.
They burn calories and not your salaries, right? Make sure you like their Facebook page too. 5280 Artist Co-op.
Yes.
Bring artists together.
5280 Artists Co-op. They're a
Absolutely.
theater company and women owned, by the way.
Hey, black-owned women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
black-owned women. Yes.
Bringing artists together from all disciplines to produce great art. Shout out to them. They put me up on, the acting game.
Yes.
Much love and respect for them. And followed by that, Teatro Theatre.
Yes. We know
Shout out to
Teatro.
them, too.
Yes.
Yeah. 40-year lifespan in the arts.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean? Beautiful thing.
Yep.
And last couple of shout outs, just, for my people, my family. Love y'all, tremendously. My super producer, best friend, big brother, JC. Love you, big bro. And my favorite FMC, Benjamin Breeze, man, like, you know,
Yes, and
be
she's
expecting
hot.
her. She's super hot.
Yes.
Man, those are some amazing shout outs. As you know, there is black and brown businesses all up in Colorado. Make sure you support all
Yes.
of them so we can circulate black dollars and we can start building generational wealth. In the meantime, in between time, man, we have had some fun today. Sir
Thank
J Love
Yes.
with Spittin Image Records.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you know what we always do? We want to close out. But before we close out, where can people find you on your social media? Tell them where they can find you.
Okay, you can find me up on Instagram at Sir J Love. You can also find me on, Facebook at Spittin Image Records. All right, we are the G, so we just, we add that. We don't say we're spitting, we say we spitting. So, take out the G because you are the G when you know what I'm saying, listening to it. So Spittin Image Records. All right.
Yeah.
And those are pretty much the main platforms that you
Nice.
can check me out at. SoundCloud. / Sir J Love.
And it'll also be in the comments below. We'll have that in the comments below.
Yeah.
So before we even close out, when we have guests on the show, we just, going through this business and, especially being independent. I know there's a lot of challenges, marketing, trying to be original, trying to sustain, your business and who you are and your brand, what is some words of wisdom you can give to people who want to come in the game? And it doesn't matter how in the game, just a game all across the board. It could
Absolutely.
be personal life, it could be, entertainment. What's some things that you can tell our, watchers, our Darkside family?
For sure. Darkside Family, I would suggest that you never give up. Like, I think that the thing that ends dreams first and foremost is people that give up on themselves. So never give up on yourselves. Believe in yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. If you know you have a gift, just go ahead and shine your light. There's nothing wrong with, having moments that are down. There's nothing wrong with having moments that's up. But just find a balance, that equates to, who your true authenticity is.
Right, and you heard it here first. On Actors from the Dark Side, he said, never give up. I know that's very challenging. In the meantime, in between time, remember you don't have to be asleep to dream, so get up and get out and do something for yourself. I'm Ladios Muhammad, an actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion.
And we are actors
From the Dark Side.